50 years of priesthood, 50 years of love and grace from God, of love and service for God and God's people. 50 years of fidelity in the midst of blessings and challenges, of growth from weaknesses. 50 years of gratitude because, indeed, everything is grace. As he has described it himself, his life as a priest and as the bishop, all has been bodo-bodo saya masuk. All throughout his life, even before priesthood, he cannot but see, with deep wonder and big thanks, how God has been working, turning him, a simple lad, into his priest, anointed, and to his church, a blessing. Archbishop Emeritus John Ha, born in Kuching on the 5th of March 1947, beloved son of Augustine Ha Chin Siang and Philomena Lee Po Chiu, an exemplary Josephian since 1953, both in primary and secondary school. It was there and then that the seed of vocation to the priesthood has been sown in his heart. The catechism classes he had in St. Joseph's School, him being an altar server since primary 5 till form 5, the first Friday masses, the annual retreats, and being part of the school's religious clubs and programs. All these were part of God's finger at work in his journey to becoming God's servant. The De La Salle brothers, with their dedication and commitment to education, their sacrifice of leaving beautiful Ireland in order to help the youth of Sarawak to achieve high standards of learning, all these had been a big inspiration to him, so much so that he wanted to enter religious life and become one of them, a De La Salle brother. In January 1964, he entered the novitiate in Pulau Tikus, Penang. It was there, though, during the second half of 1964, that he started feeling the desire of becoming a priest, one who is able to administer the sacraments to God's people. Thus, with the guidance and direction of his formators, Father Harry Van Erp, the then parish priest of St. Joseph's Church, and Bishop John Voss, the then Vicar Apostolic of Kuching, the young John Ha left the De La Salle novitiate and in September 1964 entered the St. Francis Minor Seminary in Punggol, Singapore, to pursue his priestly formation. From 1967 to 1972, he continued his seminary formation in College General in Penang. His 6 years here was so colorful and enriching. The seminary then was multinational and multicultural. There were seminarians from Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, Hong Kong, Cambodia, and Mexico. That was also the time when Vatican II concluded and its teachings implemented. Seminarians were moved to take both their freedom and responsibility more personally. The seminarian John, while still having his bodo-bodo attitude, started to appreciate his faith more deeply through his philosophical and theological studies, and also through his spiritual exercises amidst enjoying seminary life of both formation and fun. Quoting his very own words, "Everything, though generally a routine, was exciting and enriching. Before I realized it, I had already reached the end of my studies in college, and thus, on the 14th of December 1972, I was ordained priest by Bishop Charles Ritterer in St. Joseph's Cathedral in Kuching. Only months after getting ordained priest, he was sent to Rome to study in the Pontifical Biblical Institute, where he obtained a licentiate and then a doctorate in sacred scriptures. After studies in Rome, He served as a formator and lecturer, first in College General in Penang in 1980, and then in St. Peter's College in Kuching in 1982, where he became rector from 1984 to 1991, and from 1997 to 1998. And then he served as the rector of St. Joseph's Cathedral Kuching from 1993 to 1996. By the grace of God, he was ordained bishop on the 6th of June 1998 and served as auxiliary bishop of Kuching from 1998 to 2003 with the then Archbishop Peter Cho. He has chosen as his motto John 1 verse 14. In his own words, he says, "The Word made flesh is a model I can imitate to empty myself in order to serve those He has appointed me to take charge of, to nourish God's people with the Word and the Eucharist." On July 16, 2003, he has been appointed as the second Archbishop of Kuching. One of his significant contributions, among many others, was when the local church formulated her vision mission through the Archdiocesan Pastoral Congress held in August 2012. This vision and mission was the setting up of the direction for the Archdiocese under the stewardship of the Archdiocesan Pastoral Council. In this same year, the state of Sarawak conferred to him the honor of receiving the Darjah Utama Yang Amat Mulia Bintang Sarawak, which carries the title Dato for his significant contribution towards the development of Sarawak and Malaysia. When he turned 70 years old, he tendered his resignation as Archbishop of Kuching. His auxiliary bishop Simon Poh was then appointed to succeed him, and in March 2017, he officially handed over the shepherding of the Archdiocese. But this did not take away his deep desire and his valuable service to do ministry as God's priest to the people of the Archdiocese and beyond. As a humble and wise man of God, he continues to spread the word of God through his lectures, writings, and talks, offers spiritual renewal through retreats and recollections. During church gatherings, especially in the Kuching Archdiocesan Pastoral Assemblies, he was there, not in the limelight, but sitting quietly at the back, letting the people speak, listening to what they say and to what they do not say, pondering, praying, and when asked to, sharing his insightful thoughts, all for the love of God and the good and growth of God's church. Words from him uttered during the recently concluded Kappa 2022 still resound in our minds and hearts. 50 years of priesthood, life of forever service and love. He may be retired now as Archbishop, but definitely never ever tired. Never tired of offering himself, his whole self, to Jesus and to his brothers and sisters, clergy, religious and laity, young and old. And we, the Church, are forever grateful to God for the gift of Archbishop Emeritus John Ha, grateful to him for the gift of himself, one inspired by God and inspiring to God's people. On this golden jubilee of yours as God's priest, even more, may you shine for Jesus. May you shine with Jesus. Or better still, may Jesus shine in you and through you. You are called, you are God's, for Him and His people.